So as a part of our national annual winter offensive organizing drive that goes from around Thanksgiving to MLK Day, one of the key dates is December 10th. It's recognized, as Human Rights Day, um, and inspired. So this will be our second annual. Last year, it just, as we were all talking about, right? Like how the conditions are the way they are, and they're just going to keep getting worse, honestly, like for a significant time period because of the policy changes, and the policy violence perpetrated by those in power. And last year, we held the first annual People's Hearing on December 10th. And we chose a People's Hearing because we wanted to put the system and those in power on trial. They are constantly creating the conditions that they then criminalize us for and punish us for. And so this is our way to basically be on the offensive and put them on trial. They are guilty of denying our human rights. And so that's why it takes place on December 10th. And so this Wednesday, it's virtual. It'll be live. You can also register to join us on Zoom. You'll hear testimonies from people from across the nation. You'll hear from folks from United Workers in Maryland, the Homeless Union Chapter folks in Chicago. You'll hear from Marine from Welfare Rights. You'll also hear from a few folks in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, that'll be sharing testimony. Someone from Put People First PA and the Nonviolent Medicaid Army. And these testimonies are going to share plight, fight, insight. We're going to talk about the conditions around the front of struggle we're talking about. And we're going to talk about why this is the way it is. And we're going to talk about how we're fighting back. And so, yes, it's kind of done like in honor and in recognition of Human Rights Day, because that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for our human right to health, to housing, to food, the human right to freedom of migration. Like it's a time to do that. I see them criminalizing us every day. And I think about when I look in my own community in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, in the south central region of the state, we are considered the Bible Belt of Pennsylvania. And right now, like we're in a fight for a budget that is moral and just, to where our county commissioners have no problem spending upwards of $400 million on a new, larger prison, but will not guarantee just the 1.5 million that the federal government wants to now take away for these permanent housing programs that could lead to 155 people facing eviction come May. And they have one last meeting on December 16th, and then on Christmas Eve, December 24th, is the final vote for this unjust, immoral budget, led by people that are self-identifying, they say, followers of Christ. That's that distorted moral narrative that we talk about in our movement together. And so that is what we're fighting for in this Advent season. We are fighting for justice. We are fighting for that 155 people to continue to be housed. We are fighting for our right to food. I see like how in Colombia, a group of us are operating a food pantry and community meals, and looking to branch out and bring in the Freedom Church of the Poor Bible studies and services and gather together, because it's all encompassing. Folks need faith, they need community. These times are harsh right now. And the conditions, as I said, will continue to get worse. Recent reports say about 60% now, 60 are struggling to make ends meet. The poor and dispossessed, we are now the majority. And there's still a sector of people that could very rapidly become one of us. We have nothing to lose but our chains. we can lead this nation to what life could truly be like. What I heard you guys share earlier. Think about what heaven on earth can be like. Think about what it means for all of us to be free. That's what we're fighting for. And that's what we're going to be bringing up during the people's hearing on December 10th. And I hope y'all can join us for that and for every event, activity, and action. And let's come together. Let's get into step and let's make sure that we're doing it and following in the footsteps of people like Fred Hampton and Martin Luther King Jr. and all the other revolutionaries before us. Because we need to abolish poverty and all those interlocking injustices if we're all ever going to truly be free.